man? What up, man? Oh. Scratch that. All right, y'all, let Rocky. What's up?
Cam made a couple nice plays. I think everybody saw the plays that Cam made running the football and also with the receiving touchdown, slipping off of tacklers, making plays. So I like where Cam was tonight, and he showed some playmaking ability, which he has shown in the past. It's just a matter of Cam continuing to get reps and build off of what he's done.
Welcome back, Houston Texans faithful. We got a video for all you guys to really just go over what I saw in particular in this preseason game, the first preseason game, Hall of Fame game of the season. You guys gave us just a little taste of the real deal of the season of football being back. So thank you so much for being a part of it. And of course, the game ended a little bit early due to all the lightning and the weather, but this game showed a lot of great things. First things first, I got to pay homage to the Houston Texans GOAT, Andre Johnson, in getting his recognition on getting accepted into the Hall of Fame. This guy was the first apex predator that I have seen, and I'm going back to my young days. I remember when he was going back and forth with Cortland Finnegan. That's probably the number one thing that I remember about Andre Johnson. But the other thing I remember about him, just as a young kid, seeing this guy play football, it was this consistency and dominance. That's what really gave me the identity of what Andre Johnson is. And of course, his scary, robotic, low voice as another thing. Him being a Miami boy with the national championships that he was a part of. There's all great stuff, all great vibes. But let's get into what I saw with the current team. Enough for the past, even though it was great. Let's get into the current team. So, third-year quarterback, Davis Mills, my thoughts on him. I think he played really good. I think he was breaking ankles, moving out into the pocket, showing his comfortability in the offense. I really enjoyed seeing him a little bit more, you could say, confident in his backup role. I think that's what it is. He doesn't have that pressure of being the starter. As you remember, 5-19-1 record as a starter in those 2 seasons before Z.J. Stroud came into town. Hey, on this first preseason game, he finished 10 of 13 for 102 yards with 1 touchdown and a 124.5 passer rating. If you just look at the stat sheet, you would probably even say that's consistent, that's awesome, but that's not that great. I think if you actually turn on the film, you see that Davis Mills has grown more into that backup role, and that's what you want. If you guys are winning multiple weeks, week after week, and let me just give you guys a little bit of a remembrance. Let's say, hypothetically, C.J. Stroud goes down with a concussion, and he got hit really hard, so you guys don't have him for one of your games where it's really rainy and conditions aren't great. You guys need to understand the importance. And the only reason why I'm saying this is because I have a Texans fan that I work with, and I asked him if he saw the game, and this guy claimed to be a real fan, and he said no. I was like, why not? He's like, it's only backups. I was like, dude, do you understand how, important backups are? They're important. And I mean, everybody knows the name Jake Browning for a reason. It's very, very important to keep your backups ready. And speaking of backups, I need to talk about the potential in Kenyon Green. Kenyon Green has had a very rough start. Former first-round pick out of Texas A&M, who has not started his career in the best and brightest of ways. But the beauty about it is, Green struggled in his rookie season and then missed all of 2023 with a shoulder injury. So this is now him entering into year 3, and he played last night. He was moving people around. Him and Juice Scruggs, the center that you guys have, second-year center, they were out there on the field to begin the game. I think the little bit that I saw, they were moving the second defense around. We got to stay clear about that. That's something very, very important that I want to discuss. They were moving grown men around, but this was their second unit. You still want to see that. You still want to see that. There are going to be starters that play in preseason, and they're going against second units, and they make it look the same. They don't dominate. You need to dominate if you're a potential starter and you're going against a second unit. And so I think him and Scruggs both shown that. And they're still very young players. And Kenyon Green had that tough rookie season and then had the shoulder injury that had him out for 2023. Guys, and I tell the same thing to Chargers fans with Quentin Johnston. Stop giving up on these guys so early. And I asked you guys about John Mechie last video, and y'all were like, we are still here for Mechie 100%. I thought he was kind of out of the way for y'all, but y'all were very much like, no, Mechie is here to stay. We want Mechie to grow. And so I like that. And I think you guys should have the same spirits for Kenyon Green. And do you guys still have that same spirit, same energy for Kenyon Green? This is the question that I have for you all. And then to really brighten things up with backups once again, and to really, I guess, go forth into John Mechie's role, you have what I would like to call a three-headed monster in Nico Collins, Tank Dell, and Stephon Diggs. One thing that I actually want to say, the reason why I love doing Texans videos is because you guys share us all types of memes. You guys let us know about facts. You guys educate me. When I put out a statement about the Texans, I don't say it to be right. I say it to be corrected or to be agreed upon. And so that's how you guys help me out with John Mechie. Now, one thing that you guys told me, one of you guys, I forgot, one of you guys sent me in is Nico Collins is still wide receiver 1. And I love it. I love it. You get so lost in the big name of Stephon Diggs coming into town. Nico Collins, clear point period. He was the number 1 wide receiver last year, and he still is. I would challenge every single one of you, right? Go look at the mic'd up of Nico Collins. It's on the Texans YouTube channel. Guys, you see his energy. You see how lively he is. He just got paid. When him, Stephon, and Tank hit the field, and John Mechie, they're barking at that defense. You guys have a confidence in the wide receiver room, starting out with that three-headed monster, and it's a trickling down effect. And you know who it trickled down to? Xavier Hutchinson, who is a guy I have been banging on the door to get more playing time. I guess in a way, he's my John Mechie for the team. I really like Hutch. I like his skills. I like his size. He's a bigger type of wide receiver. He played that slot role at Iowa State, but it looks like they shoved him out to that Z spot, that X spot, giving him some outside work, which I'm not mad about. He was able to haul in 5 catches for 56 yards and added 8 yards on the ground. And so what it showed me is confidence in the wide receiver room. And I think that all starts with Nico. It all starts with Stephon Diggs, and it all starts with Tank Dell. And like I said, you can tell from the energy of this wide receiver group, it is confident. It is, and guys, you're going to hear me talk about this in the future. I don't have negative connotations when I use the word cocky. That's not a negative thing to me. Cockiness is a mindset that I'm going to go out there and I'm going to dominate. Tim Duncan, if you know who he is, he's a Hall of Fame Spurs basketball player. He was cocky mentally. Cockiness is not bad, but I think what you guys have in that wide receiver group, it is a mixture of confidence. It is a mixture of facts that we are good, but you guys have a cocky swag to y'all that other defenses are going to be hesitant to really push. This is an effective group of receivers, and I'm excited for it. I really, really am. And I've been seeing y'all put me on game with John Mechie. Of course, also, since we're talking about Mechie, there are actually Houston Texans fans that didn't know he tore his ACL. And so there were a lot of people out there that were like, hey, Miles, you're saying he had an injury, but he was just diagnosed with cancer. And I'm like, you guys got to learn your team before you clap back at me. You have to understand your team before you clap back at me. That's just game on game. But please, all of you Texans faithful, let me know, put me back on game. What did you see? And I also loved everything that Cam Akers did. I think Cam Akers, if you guys are able to keep him, do not cut him. I think he'll be a perfect yin and yang mixture to Dameon Pierce and Joe Mixon, both bigger style backs, bruisers in a way. But of course, you know, Joe Mixon, he goes left to right. And he's very good zone scheme type of dude. That's why I think he's going to work perfectly for when you do play actions. Any time of catching anything out of the backfield, they're going to be great in that regard. I just think Cam Akers, he showed a lot last night, once again, against the second unit. But the burst that I saw, the juice that I saw, that spin move that I saw, his ability to catch, I think you guys got to keep him around, play him a lot more in that second preseason game, see what you can get out of him, and see if he can have that Devin Singletary resurgence. You know, once upon a time, Buffalo Bills kind of thought Devin Singletary was done and out and then whatever. But guess what? Devin Singletary went to Houston, had a remarkable year, and changed his narrative, changed the whole narrative around his name. And so, once again, let me know what you guys see. Let me know what you guys have found. Send it our way once again. And do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe.